So good evening, everybody, and welcome to part one of the 6 W's. And I'm sure that you guys have noticed that this is going to be 5 W's and an H, but it's just called the 6 W's either way that you look at it. But this is a lot of information I've actually shared with you guys in the past, but I'm going to enhance on it a little bit and put it into a way that is useful for you by sharing these 6 whole W's. And then at the end of this 3-week series is what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little handout for you guys that you can download with these 6 W's and all the tips that you need to help, improve your health, help you work on your weight loss and all of that. So I really, really hope you enjoy this series. And as time goes on, I will continue to take little bits and pieces of this and break it down more and more for you. But let's talk a little bit about what these are. So first of all, my job as a health coach is not about giving advice. Yes, I'm going to have helpful information for my clients. I'm going to have helpful handouts for my clients. But my job is to help you bring out what you already know is true about yourself or things that you already know and you don't use or you don't yet believe. That is the job of a health coach. So let's say you go to the doctor and you have diabetes and they put you on a certain diet, right? Well, I, as a health coach, would help you work on yourself and work on that habit. See, so it's not, I do have protocol that I help put women on to help them lose weight, but the whole idea of a health coach is to help you dig deeper inside. That is why people hire us. So it's a little bit different. So these 6 W's are ways that a health coach would help draw you out and kind of help you change your mindset and your habits a little bit. Anybody can lose weight. Anybody can lose weight fast. Not everybody can keep it off for years. I have lost a ton of weight quickly several times in my life. I've just gained it back every time. So the goal of this, and even myself am going through this method right now, is to have permanent weight loss. Once we lose it, we don't put it back on. If we gain a few pounds, we know how to easily take it back off again. That's what we're talking about. I talk a lot about non-deprivation. It doesn't mean I believe eat everything in sight and not live healthy. I just believe that if we use a little bit of common sense, we can still enjoy some of the tastier things in life and keep our weight balanced and level. So that's where I come in with non-deprivation. We still need to take care of ourselves and we still need to be healthy. Okay, so let's talk about the why. A lot of people say that why they want to accomplish a goal is something like they want more energy, they want to look good in the mirror, they want to look good in a bathing suit, maybe they want to fit into smaller jeans. Those are great whys, but those are surface whys. Those whys will help you take off 20 pounds today and gain it back a year from now. We need to find a deeper why, something that goes to our very core, or it is not going to impact us permanently. It just will not. Okay, so we're thinking of big reasons why, and bear with me as I look at my notes here so I make sure not to miss anything. Okay, so your why will be so big that when you find it, you will cry, or you will smile so elated like you've never smiled in your whole life, almost like you're floating on clouds. You're so happy when you picture that why. Or you'll feel a twinge in your stomach. That's what I tend to feel. My why kind of makes me want to cry, and I get this twinge in my stomach where I know my why is not optional. It is absolutely not optional, and that helps carry me through. Because knowing this why is that one of the biggest secrets there is. And this is, for almost anything, whether it comes to our finances, our relationships, our spirituality, everything is this big why. What is this big, big, big why? Okay, so we want this thing to propel you forward. Otherwise, we're going to use the excuse of, you know what, I just don't really care anymore. I think I'm just meant to be this size, right? We all use that one, right? Or I guess I'm just meant to be overweight. I mean, I've tried everything. It just didn't work. So I'm a unique case and I'm meant to carry this extra weight for the rest of my life. That's just the way it is. Or I'm not ready. Right now, it's just not the time. I'm just not ready for the change. But maybe in 2018, that'll be the year I'm ready. That'll be the year I'm ready to take care of myself. Wrong. This is a bunch of bull. This is a bull. And when people say, I'm fine, they're not fine. Fine is an excuse. Let's get past the excuses. Let's find a why, and let's take action and get our body and our health in place, right? Okay. So first of all, I wanted to reassure you of one thing. You absolutely deserve this. You are good enough. You are not a failure. I don't care how many times you've failed at your diets over the years, you are not a failure. And believe it or not, you actually have willpower. Yes, I'm going to tell you the truth. You have willpower. We all think we don't have willpower. We do. We actually have willpower. The reason we don't follow through with our willpower is our why isn't big enough at that moment. Or we think if we have one little snack that everything is over with, well, if our why is big enough, we will be able to have that snack or have that splurge and get back on track. Maybe we even have a couple of bad days or a week-long vacation where we just kind of go crazy. Your why will get you back on track, okay? So we won't have to live for Monday morning dieting anymore. Yay! Okay, so one of the things I do as a health coach is I hold a bigger vision for my clients, because when my clients come to me, they don't always see the big picture. They see in fact, I think a lot of times they see this very narrow picture, because we have this certain way of dieting that they've always followed. Well, that narrow picture, I don't see that for them. I see this big thing, these big things that they can accomplish, and I know they can accomplish. But the problem is that we fill ourselves with negative talk. We self-sabotage ourselves. We gotta quit self-sabotage. Quit putting ourselves down, quit making ourselves feel bad that we don't think that we can do it, okay? We can do it. We're all good enough. And I'm gonna hold that vision for you guys right now. I know you are good enough and that you can do this. There is never gonna be a time that the stars magically align and everything perfectly goes together. Like, oh, it's 2018. This is the year I'm gonna start my diet and it's all gonna be good. That's never, ever gonna happen without your why. If you have a why, it starts right now. It starts today. It starts with the next meal you eat. It starts with getting your steps in. It starts now. There is no tomorrow if your why is powerful enough. It's now. And setbacks will never put you on to looking for the next diet. If you have your why, you have your purpose. Okay, so if you start at this moment and you just get 1% better each day, and you guys have seen me post about this, just 1% better each day, the snowball effect is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds gone. Habits that make you healthy, make you feel good, make you thrive, right? Once again, it all comes back to the why. Okay. We are all at different parts of our journey. One person is here, one person is here. We can't put each other in this same part of the journey. So like when a client comes to me, I can't say, well, you should be here right now because you're this old or you have this much knowledge. No, we are all at different parts of our journey, and it's about respecting our personal journey and where we're at, which means not comparing ourselves to other. When our why is big enough, we're going to quit comparing ourselves to other. That model in the magazine or the girlfriend of yours who's much thinner than you and you long to look for, quit comparing it. It doesn't matter anymore. When you have your why, we're going to start focusing on you and about yourself. Okay, so let's say that your goal is to take your weight off, right? That's the goal of most people who tend to follow me. It varies a little bit. A lot of us are just looking to be healthy, but a lot of people are looking to take weight off and keep it off. So your why is, I want to look good in the mirror. The chances are that's not your why. That's not going to propel you. That is shallow, and that's only going to get us so far. That's going to get us into the quick fix diets, but it's not going to give us lasting results. So you need to ask yourself, why? Why is this so important? And ask yourself why, and why is this so important 100 times if you need to, until you feel those tears coming down, until you feel that knot in your stomach, or until you feel your face light up with a smile. Ask those questions, ask those questions, and ask those questions. When I have the handout come in after the third video series, which I guess is just 2 weeks technically, when I do that handout, I'm going to have a little bit of why on there, and you can kind of work through it on your own. But why, break it down, and you will know you hit your why when you're so filled with emotion, you are going to burst. Don't stop until you get that. You need that. even sometimes people come to me and they're like, well, I need to do this for my health. But that why doesn't seem big enough. Why do we need to do art for our health? What will happen if we don't? Why is this different than what you've done before? Dig, 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 right? Another reason people come to health coaches because sometimes we have trouble digging on our own. Okay, so also figuring out your why is asking, what do I want? So what is your big goal? Like when my clients come to me, here's another example. They come to me for this 90-day program that I specialize in. The first thing I want to know is what outcome do they want in 90 days? What is their number one goal that they want to take away in 90 days? This is their big what I want. Now, I want you guys to think about what you want. And you can either do two things. You can either just write it down, keep it to yourself, or you can put it in the comments. But you want to ask yourself something, what do I really, really want? Now, don't just say what you want that you think is easy. Even your desire can be something that you feel is unattainable. That's okay if you don't feel it's attainable. Still write it down. That is your desire, and that's what I want you to work for. Okay, so that is your why. Do we have an idea on figuring out what our why is and why it's so massively important? So when you come to me 10 years from now, that weight is still off, you still feel good, and you're still healthy. That why will get you there. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to the what. And there's 8 things that go into this what. And like I said, I know I've covered this a lot before on videos, but now we're gonna have all 6 of these together, 2 tonight, 2 next week, 2 the week after, okay? So for the what, 8 things you need to do. What you need to do, you need to learn to cope with stress. Yeah, easier said than done, right? Well, do you know a lot of times why we can't cope with stress is because of what we're putting in our mouth. Too much caffeine, too much sugar. Sugar is in everything. Do not fool yourself. We're filling our body with sugar. We're eating simple carbs. You know, maybe we're eating bread, we're eating crackers, we're eating all this stuff. That can add the stress onto your body. Our bodies cannot cope with that. When our bodies have too much sugar, it goes into fight or flight. We think that our bodies are almost like, oh, this is an emergency, something's wrong. We've got to get the sugar out of our diets to be healthy and not have as much stress. And we need to get rid of stress as part of our what we can do to alleviate the problem of excess weight or being unhealthy or anything like that. Okay, so let's see here. Also, when it comes to your stress, please make sure you're taking time to take care of yourself. My biggest pet peeve is when I hear people say, well, I just don't have time to take care of myself. Yes, you do. If you don't have time to take care of your health, you have time for nothing. Because your health is the thing it's going to give you the energy for your kids, your grandkids. It's going to give you the energy to go to work, to do a good job at your work, so you're not having that 3 o'clock slump where you're laying on your desk. It's going to help you spiritually, wherever you're looking for that. Your health is crucial. Don't use the excuse that you don't have any time anymore. It's okay to put yourself first. This was another thing, is I've heard people say over the years, I don't have me time. Well, that's really sad, and you need to learn to manage your life so that you do have me time. Being so busy that you don't have me time is not a badge of honor. It's that you're a yeser and you're taking care of everybody else before you take care of yourself. And in the end, you're going to end up hurting everybody else around you because you're not going to be healthy enough to be there for them. Quit using the excuse that you don't have time. You do have time. So we've done away with that one, right? Now a couple people hate me. Okay, so water. 64 ounces plus a day, or, you know, up to half your body weight in ounces. So, if we don't have proper hydration, our bodies are not going to work the way they're supposed to. So if you're overweight, if you don't have energy, put down the soda, put down the coffee. And I cringe when I say that because the winter months, I just can't even set that stupid cup of coffee down. I'm really, really struggling this winter, and I openly confess my struggles because I'm going to keep working on it. So I've been making sure to keep my full water bottle with me wherever I go, but we need proper hydration or our health will not thrive. So water, number 2. Number 3 is kind of a bigger one. It's not the easiest one, but is to evaluate the best protein source. Really, the only way to find out the best protein sources for you and how much protein you should be having a day is to be journaling what you're doing and experimenting. There's just really no other way about it. So like for my clients, I have a 4-day experiment that I can put them on to kind of figure out if they're getting too much protein or not enough protein. If you're having too much, you can have constipation, weight gain, stinky breath. You can feel tight or tense, and then you're going to crave sugar to help relieve some of that tension. If you're not eating enough sugar, or protein, you're going to have sugar cravings. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel weak. You're going to feel foggy, jittery, unfocused. You're going to be bloated. So, like I said, I do a 4-day energy experiment, but another thing are that you guys can research, and I will have in this guide. And if I can, I'll even put some links in there. But is to do the metabolic theory or the blood type theory. Both of those theories are little ways that you can find out for your own body, maybe what the best source of protein is going to be for you. And I've done it, and I actually thought it was relatively helpful. So I personally like the best of all, though, is just the journaling, because if we're not journaling what we're eating, we have no idea of how to go back and check and see how it is. Okay, number 4, add healthy fats. I know this is so obvious, right? And this is the easy one. We can add healthy fats to almost everything. It's the easiest way. So first of all, to me, coconut oil is like on the top of the list because you can use it for everything, including be a healthy fat that you add to everything and it tastes good. So that was one of my biggest things. And I actually wrote a blog article on coconut oil a while back, and I will actually post that. Maybe I'll post it into the event so that people can go ahead and see that. But we really want to avoid trans fats, obviously, because it's going to cause premature aging, heart disease, cancer, all that kind of stuff. So really stay away from it. The easiest way to stay away from trans fat is to stay away from processed foods. It's pretty easy there. Okay, so number 5 is we're going to eat more, not less. The old, theory that you have to really starve yourself almost to take the weight off. Yeah, it does. The weight will come off initially, but it will come back on, and you're going to lose muscle and fat that way. And when the weight comes back on, is all you're going to be doing is gaining fat, and so messing with your metabolism and ruining your body and having a lot of damage to repair. So don't do it. Eat healthy foods. The trick is just stop eating when you're 80% full, okay? So you should never feel like, I need to unbutton my pants, or, I can't take another bite. You should feel like, I could possibly have a little more, but I think I'm good to go. What I like about this method is, even though, yes, we want to fill our body with healthy food, if we do have a snack or something, we're not usually going to gain weight from it if we're listening to our body and we're stopping when we're full. Now, I'm not advocating eating junk food and snacking all the time, or having pizza every Friday night. But if you want to have pizza with your family, or you guys decide to have it and it's not all of the time, have it and enjoy it, and just stop when you're content and not full. Satisfied, not full. We need to listen to what our bodies want. And part of listening to what your bodies want is you'll start to gravitate towards healthier food naturally, because you'll start to notice those slumps. You'll start to notice the stomach ache, the groggy feeling when you're journaling, especially with what you're eating. Okay, number 6, consistent meal timing. I really like this one. So I'm not saying that you have to put yourself on an exact schedule. I eat at 7, I eat at noon, I eat at 6 o'clock at night. That's not it. But I eat about this time in the morning, I eat about this time in the afternoon, I eat about this time in the evening. A good spacing is 4 to 6 hours between your meals. That's really ideal. I'm not a huge advocate of snacking. I'm not saying I never have a snack, because I do, but I really try and avoid it. I've worked really hard to listen to my body and feed my body what it needs to get me to my next meal without all the munchies. And that has really helped my health. Plus, I find it a little less stressful. I don't really have anything to think about till the next meal. I can just drink my water, right? Put down my coffee, drink the water. I'm working on it. Okay, so the number 7 is sleep. Once again, I mention this every week. Try and go to bed by 10 or 10:30. Don't give me the excuse of why you need to stay up late. I don't know why people continually stay up late. I guess I kind of do because I did it and I use it as an excuse. Now, I stay up till maybe 11 or 12 sometimes on the weekends. I really do. But I use the rest of the week to revamp that behavior. And actually, because of it, sometimes on the weekends I can't stay up late. But this has totally transformed so many things in my life. I wake up happy and feeling great. I'm less groggy during the day. I'm ready for bed when it's time to go back to bed because I'm getting up earlier. If you're staying up until 11 p.m. at night, you're hitting a second wind. And a lot of times that's going to lead to snacking, going to bed even later because you've had to hit that second wind, and then you're not going to be getting enough sleep, or you're going to be sleeping until 9 or 10 and feeling groggy for the day. So don't. Quit eating 2 to 3 hours before bed. That's also pretty important, very, very important. I also give myself a little bit of leeway with that on the weekend. Sometimes I like to have a drink with my husband, or we'll have popcorn with a movie or something like that. But I save that more for like a weekend treat, and I don't do it all of the time. Because when we're eating before we go to bed, first of all, we're ruining it. So our body can't do what it's supposed to with its digestion through the night if we got all this food in it. But plus it is harder to fall asleep sometimes when we have a full belly or something in us. So try and avoid eating before bed. And my suggestion, try it for a few days. If you don't like it, go back to eating before bed. It's not gonna hurt you to try it, right? You can try anything. Okay, when you are sleep deprived, your cortisol rises, which mimics the stress of a blood sugar roller coaster. So you know when you eat like a candy bar or something really sweet and you feel great, you're on top of the world, and then smash, I need a nap. That's what happens when you don't get enough sleep. So that's how important sleep is. And I think we all know what the blood sugar roller coaster is when it comes to eating sugar or too many carbs or piece of cake, right? That crash that you get after, that's the same thing. We need our sleep. We can hit the same thing. Okay, so number 8, this is the last one, movement. Movement. Now, I like to exercise. I'm a rare breed. Well, I'm not a rare breed. A lot of people do, but I know a lot of people don't. And I like to push myself when I exercise because I want to get as much bang for my buck. But you don't have to be like me to see the benefits. It's absolutely not necessary. Yes, there's certain things that I really feel should be included in a workout program, but the number one thing is actually doing it. So forget about strength training, forget about HIIT training, forget about running or anything that people are mentioning. I'm really into Pilates lately. I took this class at MLK Fitness about, would have been a week ago Wednesday, and I really liked how I felt after. And so I've been seeking out Pilates videos until I can get back there again. And then I read an article about how it really cinches your body. So I'm obsessed with that lately. But so let's say you hear something like that and you're like, oh no, I can't do Pilates. I can barely walk a mile. I can't barely do a stomach crunch. Don't think like that. Think about how you can move your body and focus on that. Everything else can come later if it comes at all. Movement is all we need to worry about. Yes, it's great to get your heart rate up a little bit, but we just really want to get our body moving. If you don't like a certain exercise, then don't do it. Like, it's so stupid to force ourselves to do something we don't like, because then we're not going to go back and do the exercise. So find something you like, find something you'll do. If you have goals and you want to be healthy and you want to be there for your friends and family and children and just anybody, you have to move your body. There's no excuse. There's no way out of this. You need to move your body. It's back to putting yourself first. When we're working out, it helps raise our serotonin levels in our brain, which is going to make us feel good, right? What's going to happen when we feel great? Less stress. When we don't have this, it can lead to, not only does it lead to obesity, low energy, it also can lead to depression. And for any of you who live in Minnesota like me, it's dark, it's dreary, it's cold. Depression is rampant in this area. One of the ways that we can do it is to move our body. Okay, so that's it. I'm not going to talk anymore because I want to keep this as short as possible. But there are your first 2 W's. Next week, I'm going to cover how and who. How do those tie in? You'll have to come back next Thursday at 6 p.m. and I will share that information with you. And once again, make sure you watch for that free handout at the end of these 3 weeks. And if you enjoyed this at all, if you come back and you watch the replay later and you enjoy this at all, please give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, share the video, invite people to the event. It's completely free. It's just fun. No strings attached. So that's it. Thank you everybody so much, or thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the comments and I can answer them separately. So that's it, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.